What's up, YouTube? Team Movies here with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood hitting theaters this week. Since the film also stars, one of the best actors there is, Brad Pitt. I decided to do my top 10 favorite Brad Pitt movies because he's also in that new movie Ad Astra, which actually looks pretty cool. And it's crazy that Brad Pitt haven't won an Oscar yet. Like, I think he got nominated a couple times, but I cannot ever recall him ever winning an Oscar, which crazy to think of that Brad Pitt's been in this business for years and dude still never won an Oscar. I mean, not to mention, like, for real, the dude is literally like, Brad Pitt is 55 years old and this guy he has a non-aging problem. Like, I feel like he went to made a bet with the devil to quit aging. Like, he just stopped, like, he just hit 55 or 40 or whatever and just completely stopped aging at all. Like, this guy, I mean, and of course he was married to Angelina Jolie as well, so there's that. He's a great actor, and I really, admire him and respect this guy as an actor. I mean, he's just great. So, that being said, here's my 10 favorite Brad Pitt movies. Alright, coming in at number 10 is going to be Moneyball. Now, the film stars Brad Pitt as Billy Beane, who's a general manager of the Oakland A's, and so which is like a baseball team, and so he ends up joining forces with Ivy League graduate Peter Brand, played by Jonah Hill, and he ends up preparing to challenge old school traditions where he recruits bargain bin players whom the scouts have labeled as flawed and all. And he's also the baseball convention wisdom is all wrong and all that, and they are faced with a tight budget, and also he's trying to try management and whatnot. You also got Chris Pratt was in this. You got some pretty good cast members. You also had the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman was in this. Robin Wright, Stephen Bishop, Tammy Blanchard, I mentioned that. Some really great cast members, and it's probably one of my favorite baseball movies in recent years. It was pretty cool seeing Brad Pitt in it was cool seeing Chris Pratt in a film like this. Brad Pitt, I mean, he was great. Such a really good movie. Like, if you guys never had a chance to check out Moneyball by now, do yourself a favor, watch Moneyball. It's a really good one. Oh, and actually mentioned, it also scored Jonah Hill his first Oscar nomination, so there's that too. Alright, coming in at number 9 is going to be The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. And this, stars Brad Pitt as famed outlaw Jesse James. And, he ends up recruiting Robert Ford, played by Casey Affleck, and Charlie Ford, played by Sam Rockwell. And so, they end up growing increasingly jealous of the outlaws, so they want to, try to have an opportunity to kill Jesse James and all. The film is directed by this director named Andrew Dominic, who also directed Brad Pitt in this movie called Killing Them Softly. Really good little film, by the way. And Brad Pitt, I know Brad Pitt was great in this. You also had, I believe Sam Shepard was also in this too, if I'm not mistaken. They also had, who else was in this? Oh yeah, Zooey Deschanel was in this. Really good cast members, and it's probably one of the best Western movies in recent years. And it's kind of underrated too. I don't really hear many people talk about The Assassination of Jesse James, but it's a really good one. It's a great outlaw film. I mean, Brad Pitt, he really embodied the role of Jesse James. Now, I know Brad Pitt was great at Jesse James, so I mean. If you guys never seen Assassination of Jesse James with Brad Pitt yet, check that one out. It's a really good one. Alright, coming in at coming in at number 8 is going to be Interview with the Vampire, which takes place in 18th century, and you've got Lewis, played by Brad Pitt, who's a bionic vampire who's like telling a story to his edgier biographer, played by Christian Slayer, and so he ends up meeting Lestat, played by Tom Cruise, who's a vampire who pursues him to choose immorally over death, and pretty much becomes his companion and all. And so Lestat also ends up guilting him into staying by he wants to turn a young girl into a vampire, and the young girl is played by Kristen Dunst. So Brad Pitt ends up having a kissing scene with a very young Kristen Dunst, which on paper that sounds a little creepy, really. But you also had Antonio Banderas in this. It was directed by Neil Jordan, who did a great job at directing. It's based on a book by Anne Rice. Anyway, Brad Pitt, I thought Brad Pitt was amazing in this. He was really remarkable. I mean, him as Lewis was cool casting. Tom Cruise was great. Antonio Banderas, Kristen Dunst. This was pretty much her breakout performance. Kristen Dunst was great. Really good film. And if you guys, it's probably one of my favorite vampire movies as well. It's a really great film. I mean, if you guys never seen Interview with the Vampire by now, check it out. You'll like it. All right. Coming in at number 7 will be World War Z. From vampires to zombies. World War Z. I mean, you've got Brad Pitt as this UN investigator named Gary Lane, who him and his family are stuck in a urban gridlock, and turns out that there's a zombie apocalypse that's attacking everyone. So he wants to try find a way to save his family and find out what's causing the outbreak and all. It's based on a book by Max Brooks. He wrote the book, and he also was one of the screenwriters. World War Z is a great zombie film. It's really fun. It's entertaining. I mean, it's the production of this was pretty not so good. Just to let you guys know, they kept delaying production. The production for this was horrible, but thankfully the film turned out to be much better than the production was, and World War Z was just a really good one. And of course, there's been talks about a sequel on its way. David Fincher was once attached, and now he's not attached anymore. I don't know what's going on with the sequel, but I still really like the first World War Z. If you guys never seen World War Z by now, go check it out. It's a really good one. Alright, coming in at number 6 is going to be David Fincher's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Now, this film stars Brad Pitt as a character named Benjamin Button, who was pretty much born as an elderly man in New Orleans nursing home, and so he pretty much he ends up aging backwards. So he pretty much ages a little backwards, and he also becomes fascinated with this dancer played by Kate Blanchett. He also is adopted by Taraji P. Henson's character. You also had Tilda Swinton was also in this. But really good cast. Brad Pitt was just, I really thought Brad Pitt was remarkable in this, and I mean, it's actually crazy enough. The Benjamin Button disease is actually a real life disease, and crazy that the movie's not based on a true story or anything. I believe it's based on a book or something, but it's still really good. If you guys haven't seen Benjamin Button by now, go check Benjamin Button out. I mean, it's really interesting, and it's a really remarkable film. Alright, coming in at number 5 is going to be Ocean's 11. Pretty much all the Ocean movies. Now, Brad Pitt plays one one of Ocean's crew, Rusty Ryan, who are trying to score the biggest heist in history, where they're trying to rob a casino. And Brad Pitt, like he had a great cast with him. Like you had George Clooney, who's the lead. Matt Damon was in this. You also had the late great Bernie Mac was here. Casey Affleck, Julia Roberts, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Some really good cast members in these films, and the Ocean movies are pretty cool. They're fun. They're really great heist films. There's the Steven Soderbergh directed all these films. He did a great job at directing. These are some really great films. Like, if you guys never seen any of the Ocean movies, go check them out. And too bad we never really got, like, an Ocean's 4. But we still, of course, got the female one with Sandra Bullock, which was pretty cool. But I will still love to have seen another Ocean, like an Ocean's 14. But, whatever. Anyway. Anywho, coming in at number 4 is going to be Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. I mean, Brad Pitt as Allied Officer Lieutenant Aldo Rain, who ends up assembling like a team of Jewish soldiers to defeat the Nazis and all, and try to kill Hitler as well. Great film. I mean, Inglourious Basterds it is a bloody film fest. I mean, it's very violent. You got Eli Roth, Brad Pitt. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing Brad Pitt in this. Like, I really liked his line in this. Can't remember the actual line, but it goes like, "You want my scouts?" Something like. I haven't seen the Inglourious Basterds for a while, so I can't really remember the actual line. But still, this movie was still pretty good. I mean, crazy that this movie turns like 10 years old this year. I mean, actually, next month, Inglourious Basterds is 10 years old, so, yeah. But it's a pretty good film. I mean, it's pure Quentin Tarantino. Of course, Brad Pitt and Quentin Tarantino reunites once again in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I cannot wait to see. But, yeah, if you guys never seen Inglourious Basterds by now, I mean, it also has Mike Myers in it. I mean, crazy to see Mike Myers in something like this. Adam Sandler was going to be in this, but he got replaced by Eli Roth. Really good cast members. And like I said in my Quentin Tarantino video, the actor who played Hitler was cool too. So, but yeah, definitely go check out Inglourious Basterds if you guys haven't seen it. Alright, coming in at number 3 is going to be Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Now, this, of course, was the movie that really, Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a film that introduced us to Brangelina. It was, I believe, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt actually met on the set of this movie. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a really funny flick. It's not really like pure comedy or anything. It has comedy in it. It's more action than anything. But Mr. and Mrs. Smith is great. It's directed by Doug Liman, who did a great job at directing. It's about this this couple played by John and Jane Smith, who pretty much are like married, and they both hide like a secret from the other. Like one of which is an assassin working for some agency, and they are also like trying to kill some targets. And you got Adam Brody in this. Vince Vaughn was even in this movie. I believe Kerry Washington was in this too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Mrs. Smith is. I love this movie. And Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, like, it's a shame that they're not together anymore, because I still really want another Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie. Because
Oxford News and Focus.
Sorry about that. Someone wanted to ask me a question, but kind of hard to answer people's question when I'm making a video, because, but whatever. Anywho, yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I really got a kick out of this movie. It's really loads of fun. It has great action, great on-screen chemistry by Pitt and Jolie. And like I said, I'm still a little disappointed they're not together because I still want to see another one. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. But if you guys haven't seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith by now, definitely go check it out. It's a really good one. Okay, my computer's not rolling. Okay, coming in at number 2 for my favorite Brad Pitt movie is the mystery thriller Seven, also directed by David Fincher. I mean, here there you've got Brad Pitt as like a newly transferred David Mills who teams up with a detective played by Morgan Freeman to find out what's going on, like try investigate after a series of grisly murders occurred. And Kevin Spacey, plays the serial killer who's like targeting people he thinks represent one of the seven deadly sins. And you got Gwyneth Paltrow as Pitt's wife. And thus, I believe that Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad Pitt like used to date, if I'm not mistaken. I probably be wrong about that. But of course, this has that classic line, "What's in the box?" I mean, who remembers that line from Seven? But of course, it's a really great really great murder mystery thriller. Um, David Fincher directed this film pretty well. I really like the on-screen chemistry between Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Kevin Spacey was great in this. Such a really good mystery film. Like, if you guys still never seen Seven, go check it out. I mean, really good film. Okay, now my number one favorite Brad Pitt movie of all time. What? Streets dead. But anyway, my number one favorite Brad Pitt movie of all time is going to Fight Club. I mean, the number one rule of Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club. Such a great film. I mean, you got Brad Pitt and Ed Norton in this. Helena Bonham Carter was in this. I mean, here you got Ed Norton, who's like a depressed man suffering from insomnia, and so like he meets a soap salesman named Tyler Durden, played by Brad Pitt, and he soon finds himself living in his squid-live house. And so, like, after his apartment is destroyed, the two men form like an underground club with strict rules, and they also want to like fight other men. So they pretty much event like a fight club underground. It's really great. Like, you had Meatloaf in this. The movie was also directed by David Fincher. So I mean, Brad Pitt and David Fincher work together pretty well here. Really great film. I mean, Fight Club is just awesome. I mean, like I said, you don't talk. The number one rule of Fight Club: you don't talk about Fight Club. It's also pretty. It's also It's pretty bloody at times. It's pretty violent. A great performance by Brad Pitt and Ed Norton. Like, they had really great on-screen chemistry together. Such a really magnificent film, and it's pretty much my favorite. It's actually my favorite Brad Pitt and Ed Norton movie. They both just work together perfectly. Like, when Motherless Brooklyn comes out, I'm probably gonna do my 10 favorite Ed Norton movies, and most likely Fight Club will be on that list. But because Fight Club is just great, and it also has like a narration to it. Really great movie. Like, go check out Fight Club if you guys never seen it. You won't be disappointed. But that's pretty much it for my favorite Brad Pitt movies. Let me do the quick rundown. Huh. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. Now, someone was asking me a question, but anyway, as I was saying, here's my rankings for my favorite Brad Pitt movies: 10, Moneyball; 9, Assassination of Jesse James; 8, Interview with the Vampire; 7, World War Z; 6, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button; 5, the Ocean movies; 4, Inglourious Basterds; 3, Mr. and Mrs. Smith; 2, 7, and 1, Fight Club. Now, let me do the quick rundown. All right. Brad Pitt had some really great films here too. His other other films I probably could have added: Troy, Fury, Snatch, Legend of the Four, Meet Joe Black, Thelma and Louise, which was like his
Hi.
how we going? Which was like his big breakthrough performance. He was also in the movie Ally, which I did not like at all. Oh yeah, he was also in Deadpool 2. I literally did not know that was Brad. Because if you guys know, Brad Pitt plays the character, played the Vanisher, and I did not knew that was Brad Pitt until like towards the end that where it said Brad Pitt's name. Like that was mind blowing right there. But anyway, Burn After Reading, 12 Monkeys I probably could have added, 12 Years a Slave, Tree of Life. He was great in The Big Short. Forgot he was in True Romance. California, Baba, the Mexican he was in, Spy Game, Megamind, The Devil's Own is a pretty good one. By the Sea, which was not that good actually. Sleepers, definitely not The Counselor. Cool World is pretty good. Happy Feet 2. I mean, Brad Pitt's been in some really decent stuff. But let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite Brad Pitt movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is T Movies. Sign off.